Hello Malaysia, hello world. Apa khabar? Apa khabar? Welcome back to A Day with Peter Liew, Part 2. Enjoy! You can share with us your first solo exhibition, the outdoor, you call the theme.
Yeah. My first art solo in the year 1981, which hold in the Artist Art Gallery in Kuala Lumpur. And since after I graduated from MIA in the year 1979, and then I just try to give myself the first move in the full-time artist, as a full-time artist. And this is a very good experience for me. And in fact,
this was some time back, yeah?
Yes.
Almost
Consider almost like 30 over years already. This is just a first try, just to try to find out myself, see whether my work and then my kind of style can be accepted and recognized by people. And I just give myself a try then. And also this is also encouraged by my group of artist friends. And from there, I realized this is a very tough work, but very adventurous. It also very inspired me. And I did a series of work. There's more than 50 odd pieces of work. And from there, I have chosen 35 pieces for my show. And the feedback, not bad. The feedback, quite a lot of collectors came. The only thing that a lot of collectors, they say that my work is a bit too dark. And
dark?
Yeah, because at that moment, and I consider that time, that period is a very dark period. Because I live in a very bad environment. And I'm living a very poverty life. And not only I have enough money to buy my materials, and I had to spend a lot of money, to set up my first solo show, and not only paying the materials cost, and also the cost of the exhibitions, to pay the framing work. At that time, the framing cost is already a few hundred ringgit. In the year 1981, that considers a big amount of it.
Yes.
And I still utang these framing shops people, and I owe them all this. They say that never mind, you can pay when you sold your work first. So from there, I got courage from them. But the show is very good feedback.
Right.
The only thing that is not easy for them to accept my work, because my work is not to suit the people's taste. It's more on my character, more reflect my character and then my feelings, because my painting is my interpretations, feedback my environments and my feelings, and at that time my kind of environments, my kind of feelings, and then live in a very unhappy circumstances, and that's why my work is very dark, and not happy color, and not cheerful color. Nobody would like to hang a painting with a dark painting or uncheerful in their house.
So you express your feeling onto your work.
Right. And luckily, my headmaster, Mr. Chung Ching San, then he's helping me to explain to the collectors that this is a real art. This is fine art. If this kind of art can really make you cheerful and try to suit your taste, this is not fine art. This is called the art deco. It's a kind of art that only can suit your taste. It is not pure art. So the collector suddenly they realize, oh, this is really fine art. No, this is really reflect back the character, the realistic, the real feel of the artist. No, and then from there, the artists, the collectors, they realize what is fine art then. But of course, this first solo really inspired me. But I had to face the reality. And after the first solo show, and I tried for another 2 more years to try to give myself another chance. See, possible I can make a living as a full-time artist. So after that, I realized not easy.
Yeah.
And then my headmaster called me, come back to MIA to work as a lecturer first. And then since I start from 1981, I just for temporary give up as a full-time artist to become a full-time lecturer. So until 1995. Yeah.
So, what motivated you to continue this journey?
Oh yes. Then after when I was teaching as an art lecturer, teaching in MIA for 15 years, and then in fact my wife, she's the first one who really encouraged me to come back to become a full-time artist.
Right. Okay.
Then one day she told me that in fact your ambitions to become a fine artist. How come you just want to become a lecturer? This is not your decision. This is not your ambitions. And you every time you talk to me that one day if I can become a good artist or this one, I think I wouldn't waste my whole life. No. So I told her that this is just a dream. Keep in my mind, keep it in deep into my heart, and then don't think of it again.
Right.
Then after a few times that she encouraged me, I realized why not give myself a try.
Yeah.
And then I said that if I want to become a full-time artist, I have to give up my full-time lecturer. So since 1995 on, and I sold my property. Even I sold my art teaching art center to become a full-time artist, to make sure that I got enough these expenses, and give myself a 3 years try. And then I start traveling, and then from the year 1995, I went to Paris, and then I spent 2 weeks there. Then to visit some of these full-time artists in Paris, and it's very inspired me. And I went to visit a few art museums in Paris. Look at the master, the real pieces. I saw it with my eyes,
So you saw the Mona Lisa as well?
Yes. We got all good all masterpieces.
Yes.
And especially the impressionist artists. It so inspired me. And then I said that art is really wonderful. Then from there, it really affected me.
Right.
And then once I come back from the journey from Paris, then I come back to be a full-time artist. I just spend my time day and night painting. And then I said that let me have 3 years to try myself. If I can get it, then okay, I will continue my journey. And then after 3 years, I worked as a full-time artist. 1997, the year, I hold my second solo show in Maybank. And during this second solo show, the feedback is fantastic. And then a lot of this very positive feedback.
Feedback,
And then That at that time, 1997, is a very bad time.
Yeah.
It's we call it the finance. It's just very bad finance. Our country financial crisis happened during the year. And then, but I sold everything already. I spent everything. Yeah. I really very poor already. Oh. And then I'm just waiting for my collector to come, and then hope that somebody saw my work, somebody know how to appreciate my work. Yeah. And then I met the first collector who really know how to appreciate my work is this Peter Liew. He came to my studio, and then he come and talk to me about my work. Then after 1 or 2 hours about the conversations about art, then he said, Peter, I want these 5 pieces. From there on, I got enough this financial support.
Right.
Then from there, Peter Liew, he just come almost every month to my workshop, and then to buy my work, and he so appreciate my work, and he's my biggest supporter at that time on. So he already bought I think more than 80 pieces of my work. It's a big support.
Yes.
From there on, I really got a very strong confidence to continue as a full-time artist.
Right.
From then on, I met also a lot of these very supporters. To me, it's a very important people who support my work. Yeah. And those people like YTO, Tan Sri Francis Yo, all these, and then also Wah Xiong, the Mr. Chan, they all these are big collectors.
Yes.
Even during the year. Like during the 90s, also I met this Datuk Murad, the deputy governor of our Bank Negara. Yeah. And then also, especially lately, the governor of our national bank, Tan Sri Muhammad Ibrahim, all these, and then a lot of them. I really very appreciate and very thankful to these supporters who have been accompanying me all the way my art journey until today. And then and these are my very strong supporters who really helping me and also encourage me in my art journey. So I realized this art journey, maybe whatever that I already spend my effort, I put my effort on it, and there's a feedback. This really encouraged me by this group of collectors who really support me, especially of course other collectors like the Secret Recipe, Tattoo, Seven Sim, and also many other collectors.
So words spread out through the words of mouth,
It's true.
Talking to each other about it.
That's
how
It's true. Been recognized, Yes. And after that, it's not only the local collectors, and also a lot of other foreign collectors, a lot of foreign art organizers also invite me to their countries, And then Tourism Malaysia also support me. Right. And then they send me to different countries for their tourism events. Right. So from there, I got a lot of chances to learn from other artists from overseas, to share my knowledge, and also to share my experience. And also, I love to learn from them. Right. Even until today, or maybe in future, I just want to become a learner as a student. Because to know more about art, this is no ending.
Yes.
You will learn until the last day in your life now.
Yes.
You're still. I love to be a student. Right. So I just like to learn. I just like to do my research work. Right. Because art is no ending.
No ending.
Yeah.
But despite all this, Peter. With your strong supporters. you couldn't have done it without your soulmate, your life partner, which is your wife, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
That started it and gave you that inspiration.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
She is my not only the good assistant in the on the spiritual side also. She's a very good wife and who really taking care of me, and also he really support my art journey. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay, Peter, I see some of your work here.
Yep.
What would you call this? I mean,
art, the whole process from the very early beginnings. This is a very academic teaching system. So we all have to go through all these this kind of academic studies.
right.
And from there, from the realistic work to impressionist, then to the neo impressionist, and then where it's more on the personal artist characters expressions, through this kind of interpretations. Then until today, my work is more to the expressionist. Of course, this kind of process, one day as an artist, you have to, from the skill, from the original skill, then you move more on your own expressions, then more on the spiritual side, instead of just skill. Once you master the skill, you have to more on your personal expression, as in more on the spiritual expressions. This is more personal interpretations. You must use your own art language to express, to interpret your own. This is more on the spiritual side. And for my work, I don't call this anymore impressionist or neo-impressionist, but this is called your personal identity, your personal language of artistry. No longer belong to this style or that style. And also, of course, today in the art field, they separate to two categories. One, either we call it modern art, or as a modern artist, or contemporary artist, or contemporary work and all. So I will not going to bother all these things, but I just use my own feel. I use my own technique. And my work is more on the more impasto, very thick colors, but also to satisfy my own feel. Because my work today, I consider this is kind of what is a relief. A lot of collectors, they say that, oh, maybe this is called you are sculpturing the world. You're not using the brush to paint, but you use knife. And very artists, very rare artists, a few artists who use a knife to paint them.
The palette knife,
The palette knife then. Because when I use, I've spent more than 20 over years just using brush then. To use knife is not easy. Knife is a metal. It's a very hard kind of metal knife to paint the kind of soft feeling. From the soft to get the kind of solidness. This is not easy to express. So, but although it's a palette knife, it's made of metal, but you can feel the soft feeling. But the soft itself, it can give the kind of solidness. The kind of feelings is not easy to express. But of course, to me, I have spent already more than 20 years. There's a base in brush, and then I already catch hold of this, the feels through the brush, and when I come to knife, I can easily overcome this kind of problems.
Fantastic.
So in fact, when you look at my work, and this is not only the strokes that I learned from the calligraphy skill, and also the kind of characters, calligraphy characters there. And also, this is a very rhythmic feel. Every piece of my work is a piece of music. Because
that's how you interpret it.
Yes, because I got a base in music. I used to learn piano before. So I just want to apply my music on my work. So every piece of my work, when you see the stroke, it's a very rhythmic flow, and then it's just a rhythm. And then the flow is a piece of music itself, and it is very coherent from the first stroke to the last stroke, and you can count every stroke, and it's not more than 20 strokes then to complete a piece of work. I think although it's a piece of work, maybe people thought it might take at least half a year, a day, or maybe they say a few weeks to complete this work. I say no, sometimes maybe it take 3 hours or 2 hours. Sometimes it can be half an hour to complete.
My gosh.
Just like you sing a song, you cannot say, oh, I sing a song, I stop halfway. Impossible. My work have to coherence. From the first stroke to the last stroke. Just like sing a song, you cannot stop. Or the first voice to the last voice, a complete piece of music, or complete piece of song that you have to done it at that moment. At that short times, and so this is my work. I have to complete within that hours.
Amazing.
So a lot of collectors say, oh, you can complete a piece within 2 hours, or you make tons of money. Well, I say no. To produce a piece of work is not within the 2 hours. But to complete a piece of work, you can complete within 2 hours. But beforehand, the preparation work, you had to go through a lot of thinking. You had to do the studies on the strokes, on the color studies, on the composition, and on their fields. You have to really, the subject really touch you. You have to go into the feeling, the content. You have to be in the painting first. Before you paint it out, everything, the content is in your mind already. Then you can even close your eyes, you can express it. This is very spiritual expression.
Amazing.
Your
explanation is just endless. It is endless on art, you know. It's the first time ever in my life I've ever heard of someone, professional artist like yourself, explaining to me about what art is all about. You know, really interesting. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Bringing on a spectacular journey covering many of the world's cities, Peter captures the majestic beauty and life of these creations through his bold strokes, vivid colors, and his signature impasto textures, characteristically applied with skillful use of palette knives. It is these confident applications that lend his works a three-dimensional quality, creating a remarkable visual impact. Peter Liew, once again, thank you very much for sharing your success story with a touch of art, colors, and rainbow imagination to everyone's life. And I'm sure, just to tell everyone that you will be back with us again. You will surprise us because we're going to have a follow-up, another session with you, sir. Yes, another session with you where you will talk to us more about your work. Yes. And I'm sure there'll be more people out there who wants to know and hear more from you. All right. So please like, share, and subscribe to Edu Channel Malaysia ECM. Until we meet again in our next program, take care and stay safe. Jumpa lagi. Bye.
Bye-bye.